Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about schizophrenia or psychosis. I've been sensitive to emotional states of other people and that of myself for my whole life. When I got in the teenage years, like 14 or 15, I became more and more sensitive to emotions and pain. I was a bit anxious during my school time, and I didn't know what to do with my focus or my attention. It was very difficult for me to hold it on others because it's always someone else that can come into my senses, come into my being while I was just a teenager. And for me as a teenager, it's hard. For me as an adult, it's hard to see that someone who is in the teenager years is struggling that hard. I've had a few people, I know a few people, knew a few people who died because life was too much for them. They couldn't grasp the safety of life. They got stuck in some dark place and they actually killed themselves. It's a horrifying story to know that someone in these years is getting into such a darkness or such a hell that he or she is able to kill itself. It's a hard reality and it's hard to grasp. And many of you will not will understand the feeling of something dark, of something that does not feel good, something that is scary, something that is strong, or maybe a bit painful. That the life you are living is beautiful, but that you are feeling such a tremendous emotion inside you that you don't know what to do with it. Well, my recommendation for you is to not go to drugs or alcohol. I will not punish you for taking drugs or doing alcohol, but I want to say to you that these emotions are not only of you. These emotions can be of your family or of your friends or maybe colleagues or a teacher. These emotions can be from everywhere. But to see what is your emotion and what is the emotion of someone else, you have to become more aware of what you are. Because when you become conscious of your emotions, you say, hey, this emotion is relatively seen from me, but also from my father. It is saying something about my relationship between my father and me. It's so obvious that it is something between my father and me. So I can look elsewhere to see trouble, but I can also start to look at my father and see what patterns are in it. What do I like in it and what do I don't like in it? For me, for example, I've been raised in a strict environment. If I did something wrong, I got corrected very easily. I got even punished if I was talking too much or if I was too not listening. So I know how it is to have a tough dad who can be friendly but also very strict. And I see in myself that I'm very used to it. But when I see the parenting of my friends, it's totally different. I won't say that it is more easy for them, but for some of them it's more easy to be raised up, to have parents that understand you and that can share their emotions with you. But there are also other parentings or parents that are harsh to their children, that are really strict and always punishing the children. I think it's not good to punish your children that much. You're making an imprint for life. And if your child becomes 20, it might become depressed if it is not getting help. because your child is now used to the pain and the punishment. It's used to the strictness and the putting away the voice of the child, the opinion of the child. It's actually a sort of censuration. You are making sure that your child will not speak up, that it will not do something else than is allowed to, that it will not offend you when you are with family or friends. So that is a story about emotions, and as I told you in the beginning, I'm making this conversation about psychosis and schizophrenia. I've had an emotional struggle for my whole life, but when I was 22 years old, I got in a psychosis. I completely got in and completely captured my attention to the outward, to outside of me. And in that outside I saw my youth, my childhood, but I was lost there. I was totally lost. And I saw that I was gravitating towards my primary school. I was losing something there. I had to find it again. That was my strong voice. I have to find my youth, my roots again. I have to find it. So I began seeing a sort of battle, sort of matrix-like battle to get your life back. It is as if I had given up something in my life, and that it got in the hands of some few people who are not always the best for you. They can be harsh and cruel. So I had to make sure in this story to get my childhood back and get on with life. Well, that's easily said than done. I got in trouble with my intentions or my visuals. I sort of had visual hallucinations that I saw things in cars which aren't there. I saw things in the lamps which aren't there. I saw things in the sun which isn't there. It's very difficult to explain what psychotic symptoms are, but I saw things that aren't really there. And this mixing up in your mind. Your mind is making a story of it. So it is correlating what you see in a car or in the lamp with you have to protect your childhood. You have to find it back, and you have to conquer these bad guys. You have to conquer them because they want your life, and you have to get it back. You have to get it back in your own hands. And after all these years, I have got my childhood back. It's stronger than ever before, and I am not losing anymore. My hell is more peaceful than ever, and when I need to be rude, I am rude. But most of all, I am pure peacefulness. I can accept every human being as long as they are rewarded or punished for what they are. Because I think it's all about karma. If you have brought in this life in a family structure that is very bad karma, you will have a long time to get to peace, to get to a rich inner world. You have to be busy with it like 1 hour a day at least. You have to fight for it and think for yourself and maybe even get therapy to get your life back. Because not everyone on this planet is wanting you to have your life in your own hands. No, they want your voice, they want your attention, and they will do everything to get it from you. So I have had a psychosis, and it's called schizophrenia. Schizophrenia symptoms, not being clear in your words, not making eye contact with the other, having things to say that are not in accordance to a normal life, being lost in time or consciousness, being very soft spoken, very not clear in words. So I have schizophrenia symptoms because I'm not always that clear in my words. I'm not always in a state that I can say something. Most of all, I can say some things nowadays, but during my teenage years, I didn't say anything. That's not because I had schizophrenia or psychosis, it's more because I was a little bit traumatized and I had a high anxiety for these crowded places. If I go to a crowded place right now, I'm really done with it in like 1 or 2 hours. I want to go away. And that's very normal, you know. I'm an empathetic human being, so I feel what others feel. But when I'm for too long in a crowded place, it's just too much. I should not be in a crowded place for nothing. It's like going to the gym, and everybody is throwing all the barbells, all the elements on the ground, and they are talking to each other instead of lifting weights. It's chaotic. It's pure chaos. So how is it when you are 5 years older and have had psychosis? Well, I can tell you that I've had a setback this year, and I got freely into the psychic hospital, and I've experienced a full rounding of my emotions. I was in career life very much aware of my own emotions, and I knew not all my emotions are here for a career. I am more a freelancer in writing, and I am talking like a freelancer. But in career, there are a lot of bureaucratic rules you have to follow. And of course, I can touch it with my mind and understand it. But I'm not made to think about processes for like 5 days a week. I am not made to only think about invoices for like the whole week. I'm not made to make calls about unpaid invoices the whole week. It makes me feel empty, it makes me feel worthless. So what I did before was writing, and nowadays I'm not in writing, but I'm into making videos so that I can share more of my thoughts and emotions. Because I will go back to society and have a career, but now I can share myself through these videos. I have a more better platform to share what I am or what I do. And because I have that setback this year, I am ready to make these videos. Because I've always been doubting, is writing enough? Is making a book enough? I don't know. I don't know if I will make a book. I don't know how much I will write. But I do know I want to make it more expressive. More in the form of a video. So this is why I am trying these videos, is because I saw a point in my life where everything is clear. I saw the darkest point. I saw the darkest point in others. And it gave me an insight of what actions are. Because these demonic happenings inside someone were visible last year. I saw people getting captured by their demons. I saw people change very fast. And I see how thin the line is between demonic possession and being powerful yourself. It's a thin line. And you have to get to the right side. You have to be the boss of it. You have to be stronger than that. So that's what I experienced in a mental hospital. And since I'm out, I'm not having the same thoughts anymore. But for me, it's like things are falling down into place. It's like every puzzle I touched is coming down to my senses. That I don't have to worry about it anymore. That it's okay how it is right now. That I can live in the way I do right now. And I am I'm not made in a position to do things. You have to do this, you have to do that. No, I can decide myself what I do, and I have the freedom in my hands. So if I want to quit this or quit my job, it's on me. I can make that decision. But I'm purely happy to be the boss of my own life, to conquer psychosis or schizophrenia and become more strong out of it. Even though I've had harsh times, harsh emotions, difficult thoughts, it's all not that easy, but I've conquered a lot of them and I've overcome a lot of them. So that gives you a lot of wisdom, and wisdom is not easy to get. You have to fight for it. And when you win the battle, you are a wise man. And when you not begin a battle, you are even more wise. So guys, that's it for now. It's a deep topic, a harsh topic. I hope I'm sending you something of coherence and something that you think is okay to deal with. And if you are having a harsh time right now, know you are not alone. You will get help from uninvited guests, and they will help you to conquer your demons or your darkness. And if you're not coming out of it, go onto YouTube or get a book. Read, study, and you will get out of it. It's not the same result as you would expect in high school, but the result is more rewarding. It's like the universe is sending you to a certain direction, and you think, but that's long. That's too long for my life. Yeah, it is long, but it's the most important route you can take. Because along that road there's infinite pleasure and infinite rewardings. And that career path you're having is only situational rewardings. Only when you go higher in the ladder. Only on this moment you get a reward. Here you get a reward. It's all processed. It's all planned out. Your rewards are already planned in. And you know that. So you're also waiting for the big reward. But with your spiritual life, your psychic life, the road is infinite, and you get a reward here, you get a reward here, you get a reward there. It's like everywhere. And you don't have to do anything for it, but just make yourself become visible to this great intuitive field. And make sure that you speak out truthfully, because your truth is more powerful than any being out there. It's more powerful than any tree you can see. So work on yourself daily, skip the drama and go for it.